So you guys, anyone that tried to join me this morning, thank you. We had some technical difficulties. So I thought that I did the entire workout with you all, and it turns out that I did it by myself. So technical difficulties around too, but because I'm so excited to do this workout with you guys, I'm just gonna do it again and hope that this time it is working. So, if you tried to join for the workout earlier, I'm sorry that it cut out, but I'm excited to redo it with you guys. And this side we're in the barn, so I think it's gonna work this time. Let's see, is anyone there? Yay, hi Pierre. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see comments. You guys, 2 times in a row. I cannot believe I did this workout by myself this morning when I thought you guys were with me the whole time. So, welcome back to anyone that came back, and I'm sorry. Thank you to the people earlier who were telling me that it was freezing. I thought that it was still recording, but it wasn't. Hey Sullivan, hey Patty, hey Richie, hey Vinny. Cooking crazy, I am so sorry. Thank you for being so patient. I saw you there this morning. Hey Sharon, hey Jenny, I'm excited to do it for a second time and just see how it goes. If I just end up laying flat, you know why. Hi from Costa Rica. Thank you, Sullivan, again. Hi, Antonio. Hi, Mo. So I'm not gonna do all the rounds of the warm-up because, again, I thought I was doing it with this lovely group this morning, but I will go through the movements with you guys, and then once you guys get through the warm-up, just let me know, and then we'll move to the workout. So for the warm-up today, we have 3 rounds, 20. It's going to be single leg RDL, so it's going to be 10 right leg, 10 left leg, 5 burpee with a step up, step down, and 10 air squats. And I will show you each of those movements real quick. Thanks, Antonio, for understanding. That's what I was saying. I mean, I honestly, when I thought I was uploading, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh. And then when everyone was like, you're frozen, then there were some frozen jokes. It was pretty good. But anyway, okay, so single leg RDO. Gonna take the same arm and leg. We're gonna do 10 on each side. Then you're gonna switch. And I mentioned this earlier, this is one of my favorite activation exercises. A lot of times we'll start using like our low backs or our larger groups, like our quads and our hamstrings, and we'll ignore our glutes a little bit. Single leg RDLs I do almost before every workout because it's just a great activation in using those big glute muscles we have back there. Okay, 5 burpees, step up, step down. My favorite kind of burpee. It's the burpee when you're tired. You can alternate legs when you step up, just so you don't end up using one side the whole time. So step down. This time I'm gonna use my right leg to step up. This time I'm gonna use my left leg to step down, my left leg to step up. It's kind of good for the brain in that way, switching it up, and it's good to just keep balance like that. And then we're gonna do 10 air squats. So based on your mobility, we're just gonna try to get below parallel. They give me a lot of heck for that. I love getting below parallel. So that's just gonna be 10 air squats. So you're gonna have 3 rounds of that. So just a reminder, it's gonna be 20 single leg RDLs, 10 right leg, 10 left leg, 5 burpees, step up, step down, and 10 air squats. So you guys start moving through that. I'll probably do a round or 2. Happy to answer any questions in the meantime. And then we will start talking about the workout today. I'm just so happy to be back with you guys. Thank you for being so patient. Hope you guys had a good week so far. Happy Friday. Do you guys have any questions on those warm-up movements? Okay, awesome. The single leg RDLs are so good for balance too. This morning when I was trying to do my cut. Oh, Travis. So funny you ask. They used to always tease me because I think it's because I came from a running background. I don't know if I have tight hips. I know I have tight ankles. But the joke was when I would do an air squat, my knees wouldn't just cave, they would almost touch because of my mobility. So it got to the point that after my first season, hi Corbin, Rich was like, Elly, we are going to 100% try to change your movement patterns. And although my squat isn't perfect now, he would have me every single night, I would have to hold the bottom of a squat for 5 minutes and then accumulate to 10 minutes down the road. So every single night I go home and I would have to go sit against a wall in a squat position. And it really helped a lot. So that was one of the things I did. I did a lot of stuff with bands. We have them around here somewhere, like the Bear Complex, the hip circles. We use those a lot. I am solo in the barn right now because I was doing M30 earlier outside so you guys could be with all of us in the gang, but the internet stopped working and I didn't know it stopped working. So it's been a crazy Friday morning, but again, I'm happy to be back and it's beautiful out today. You can see the buffalo. Let's see if I can show you guys now while you're warming up. Can you see him out there? Those are the ladies. Oh, yeah, there they are. Anyway, they're just relaxing. They're not doing M30 today. Sometimes they get a little wild and run around. Okay. Philip, I didn't give up. Oh my gosh, I didn't give up. Yes, we can definitely do some ab work. That's always fun. Antonia, I do. I still live an hour from the gym, but I'm a road warrior and I listen to so many podcasts. It's actually kind of a good quiet time. I feel like you get used to having that extra 2 hours a day to think, and for me, I've gotten used to it. Eric, I do. Honestly, I do the single leg RDLs and the accessory today and also the hip circle because you just come to find out you want to be strengthening those muscles that, we all have our movement patterns for a reason, whether you played a sport or you didn't play a sport or you move a certain way. So our body, if we don't do those activations and those warm-ups, will tend to get stuck in those old patterns. So for me, I have to keep doing them to stay so my knees don't touch when I squat. Also, because they'll just make fun of me if they do. Let's see. All right, well, it sounds like you guys are warmed up, so let's go talk about the workout. Patty, I'm so happy you didn't give up too. I'm so happy you're here. Wall sits, I know, they're terrible. Honestly, they would make my shins hurt. They'd make my ankles and shins burn in ways when I would just be doing that air squat. And I'm like, this is silly. Why does this? But I needed it. So, case in point. So, for the workout today, we have 3 sets for max reps, so you guys are going to be counting. I tried to count this morning and I lost count, so do your best. I'll try to count, but I'm going to be watching the clock for you guys too, so I might have to go back. He does. I don't know why. That was funny. Okay, so 1 minute and 30 alternating chair step up, or if you have a bench at your house or stairs or anything like that, you could do something like that. Right into 1 minute and 30 seconds of a sit-up. You can do just a regular sit-up. You can do your feet butterfly sit-up. If you need additional support, you can put your feet under a weight or something. That's helpful also if you need that addition. And a jumping air squat. Jumping air squats, that's going to get really gross. It's a great dynamic movement, and you can adjust the depth on that based on your mobility, but we're going to be trying to break parallel. Then we're going to have 1 minute and 30 seconds between each set, which seems like a lot, but I can tell you from this morning, it goes really quick. So let me show you the variations real quick, and then I'll show you the second variations. Okay, so the alternating chair step up, it's going to be similar to the box step up. Make sure to extend at the top, step down, extend at the top, step down into a minute and 30-second sit-up. So again, you just have those feet flat on the floor, touch behind you, touch by your feet, touch behind you, touch by your feet, or you can let your knees fall out like a butterfly sit-up. Honestly, these, we just talked about mobility. I have a hard time with these because I think of my ankle mobility, so they're not, sometimes my shins cramp when I do it this way, but this is a great way to, I think this is one of the hardest versions of the sit-up because it takes away the extra assistance. So, touch behind you, touch your feet, touch behind you, touch your feet. Those are your sit-up variations. And then your jumping air squat, like I said, you're gonna squat, try to get below parallel, jump, squat. I can tell you right now, 90 seconds of that is going to get really gross and really elevate that heart rate. Then you're gonna have 90 seconds rest, and then we will start all over again, and good luck counting. Okay, so the advanced version of that, I just like to call it a variable version actually, because you know, for me, a jumping squat, that's a really dynamic movement. I'm an endurance athlete, so jump squats are actually, I find very challenging. So here's the variation. Same thing, 3 sets for max reps, all same time domain. It's gonna be alternating box step up with a single dumbbell. So for the men, that's 50 pounds suggested. For the women, it's 35. Also, if you have something around the house that you just wanna put on your shoulder, if you just wanna add a little bit, could be a milk jug, it could be a book, it could be anything. Then we're gonna go into a minute and 30-second single arm dumbbell shoulder to overhead. And how that's gonna work is you're gonna switch every 10 reps. And then we're gonna go right into the dumbbell goblet squat, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's just taking that dumbbell and putting it in between you and doing a goblet squat with that, and same thing, minute and 30 seconds rest. So show you those real quick. So some little tips for the, if you do choose to use a weight for the step-ups, I would do the first set with the dumbbell on your right arm, second set with the dumbbell on your left arm, and then for me, I switched at 45 seconds in the third round just to kind of keep things equal. You know, keep both sides of the back, get the same amount of work. That's just a personal preference. Single arm, let me show you the first, and I'll tell you. Okay, so on my right shoulder, I'm just gonna rest it here. You could rack it, but because we're going into shoulder overhead, I would suggest that you just set it on your shoulder if that doesn't cause any pain. Same thing. Step up, extend those hips at the top, alternate legs, step up. If you get confused and you do the same one, that's okay. Okay, so for the single arm dumbbell shoulder to overhead. So you're doing 10 each side. You're just gonna completely lock out at the top, really get that knee bend, explode up, because you can use it as a push press. It doesn't have to be a strict press or anything like that. It can be a strict press if you want it to be. Because of the weight, I'm gonna opt to do a push press. So this morning I experimented with, on my 10th rep, switching up top and guiding it down. So you can do that. And honestly, at the end, that got really difficult. So you can also just switch right in front of you, shoulder to overhead. Just make sure you switch every 10 reps. And then you're gonna take that dumbbell and you're gonna rack it in this front rack like this goblet squat here. And you have a minute and 30 seconds. Again, getting those hips below the knees, below parallel if you can, for 90 seconds. Again, this workout gets really spicy. So do your best to keep count. I'm gonna try to keep count. I make no guarantees because I look at the clock and then I forget. So if I think I've done some and I say it wrong, I apologize. The number multitasking is not my strong suit. Okay. And now, let's see, do you guys have any questions before we start? Is it better, John, is it better to scale the time down or do the reps slower. So I would suggest picking a pace that you think you can maintain. Because like I said, 90 seconds to some people might not seem like a long time. But again, I can tell you from doing it this morning, it adds up quickly, especially with those presses and the jump squats and the goblet squats. That's gonna get challenging quickly. So I would definitely pace yourself, and even because they're all in a row, you could even start maybe the first minute and 30 seconds a little slower, and then if you feel good at the end, you could increase the pace of your jump squat, knowing that your jumping air squat, knowing that you're gonna have time to rest, or increase the pace of your goblet squat because you'll have that 1:30 to rest. But also, just a heads up, I'd pace it in that first set, because the 90-second rest, again, it seems like, okay, well, you're getting a bit of rest there, but it really goes by quickly, and I could definitely feel it in each round, compiling a little bit. I like that, Philip. Equipment version is a good name of that. Advanced, to me, it's just different. So, equipment version. Good call, Philip. I'm gonna put that in the box. I agree with Eric, definitely. It's gonna be 3 rounds, and I would definitely do what you can to keep your intensity up here if you're looking for a really hard Friday workout. Okay. Eric, yes, I literally did this entire workout, and I talked to my phone because I thought you guys were there and that my internet connection was just so-so, until I realized when I hit finish that it did. I literally, my face was like, what? So, like I said, it's a really good workout. I went over to Tasia. I'm like, Tasia, this workout. And I was like, and it didn't record. So, anyways, I'm doing this again with you guys because I was just super excited to be with you on a Friday. And I was really bummed out that it wasn't working and that it was freezing for you guys. Okay. So it sounds like everyone's ready to go now. So yes, it is 3 sets, 1minute and 30 seconds rest between each. So I'll start the clock, and you can do it along with me if you don't have a timer, or if you just want to hang out and do it with me today. I hope you do. Let's see, make sure I get all this set up real quick. Yeah, I know, Philip. I was like, you have seriously. Sorry, guys. Just trying to get this in the right spot. Okay, I think that works. I don't really need that yet, but nice. All right, guys, we are getting ready to get started now. And, challenge is how to work the clock. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, guys. So, Eric, I lost count. I should have counted this morning. I remember the first round I did 26 box step-ups. I did 46 push press on the first round, and then I lost count of the goblet squats, because then I went on to tell you 15 seconds left, and I was like, so I'm gonna try to do a better job this time. But 26 was my box step-ups for the first round, and 46 was my shoulder to overhead the first round, and goblet squats TBD. But we'll see how this goes. Okay, guys, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. those shoulder to overhead. Thirty seconds, guys. Switch. Now into those jumping squats and those goblet squats. Nice work, guys. "45 more seconds till rest. "30 seconds. Time. 1:30 rest, and we go again. Any questions in the meantime? Yes, good point, Philip. You should just keep adding on continuously to the movements. I know I said 26 and 46, but those should have been added together, so. One more minute, guys. Okay, guys, 50 seconds. Seconds, guys. Any other questions while we're waiting? Yeah, the box is usually 20 for women and 24 for men. Okay, 5 seconds. So I'm gonna switch shoulders on this one, and we're back. more minute. Good job, guys. 30 more seconds on the box. Switch. 30 more seconds till we switch. Five seconds. And switch to goblet squats. Good job, guys. One more minute. Jump squats or goblet squats. Nice job, guys. Melissa just did. Okay, 30. Good job, guys. Nice work, guys. How's it going so far? Hey, Henry, good to be back. Patty, are you asking how many sets? Like how many times you're gonna go through the whole thing, or how many rounds? Yes, Philip, thank you for chiming in and help there. Yep, Travis is right. Definitely, if you're just starting out, Patty, and 3 rounds is too much, you could start with 1 round or 2 round, or even do, a minute of each movement or 30 seconds of each movement. So definitely be listening to your body on that. All right, 20 seconds and we start our last round. Nice work, guys. Here we go, 10 more seconds. All right, here we go, 5 seconds. And I'm gonna switch shoulders at 45 seconds here. Switch shoulders in 5-ish. Good job, guys. Ten seconds. Okay, into those push press. Single arm, shouldered overhead, however you want to do it. Switch every 10. One more minute. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. 2. Jump squats or goblet squats. Nice work, guys. One more minute. Nice work, guys. Thirty seconds. I just realized, guys, I think I cut the last goblet squat 30 seconds short. So I'm gonna go 30 seconds longer. So I think in that last round I did a minute instead of 1:30. Sorry, math. Nice job, guys. Seconds. Woo. Nice work, guys. Sorry about that. I did clock and math. I'll write it out next time. Good job, guys. Nicely done. Good job, Philip. Good job, everybody. Nice job, Eric. Yeah, these quarantine workouts have been on another level. It's nuts, but they're great. It's awesome because I think we all kind of get stuck in our ways of how we're doing things. So it's kind of nice to have a wrench thrown in it and you don't have to do something completely different. So I thought that one was really good. Did you guys have any questions? What were your scores per round on those? Good to see you too, Rod. Oh, geez, without starving or passing out. Understandable. I think sometimes that comes down to just giving yourself a little grace because, you know, it's not, you're kind of putting yourself in a hole if you end up, you know, if you're not eating and drinking and then you try to work out, sometimes you can overdo it. And sometimes it's good to just give yourself some grace and maybe go for a nice walk. Or even pick some of these M30 bodyweight movements and maybe just like a couple rounds of those, you know? I know, Travis, math is hard. I'm like, this is the second time I've done this. I'm writing it on the board next time. Nigel, it's nice to be back. Thank you. Eric, thanks for letting him know the workout. Does my diet change during quarantine? It depends. There was like a period of time where I went home to be with family, and I'm the type of person that I like to move twice a day regardless of, you know, whether it's crazy intensity or volume or if it's just, I could be going paddleboarding or go for a walk. Oh, it's a little windy here. So sometimes you just have to listen to your body, and the thing that's important is it's gonna take a couple days to catch up. If you go from, you know, not moving much at all to moving, it might take a day or two to get really hungry. And the same goes when you're training 6 hours a day and you cut down to even 2 hours a day, you still might be ravenous. So I do change things a little bit. You know, the people that count macros, I'm not a big macro counter. I'm more about just putting quality, like organic foods and stuff in my body. But I will cut down. We supplement with a lot of extra carbs in between workouts because you need that to recover and have, you know, immediate energy for the next workout. So I know if I'm not moving a lot, I can just have like a normal serving of carbs instead of multiple that I'm trying to get in between workouts. Does that make sense? 23, 26 on this. That's awesome. Wow, you guys stayed really consistent. Nice work, Tom. That's awesome. Benjamin, I'm just happy that you're here watching on your lunch break. I'm just happy to be able to chat with you guys. I'm in the barn by myself. They were teasing me this morning. They're like, Elly, you must love M30 because you always have people to talk to. And I'm like, absolutely. That's why I did the workout again. You guys are awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, they do need a mayhem team. Oh, you're awesome, Tom. Okay, so now let's get to the accessory. And you know what? The accessory today is, you see all those people online that have booty goals? That's what the accessory is today, and it's really good. These are also two movements I was talking about earlier. I really like glute activation stuff because I have a tendency, I think just from running for so long, that I try to use every muscle except that. So let me show you real quick, but I absolutely love lateral. Here's our accessory today. Here's a little sneak peek of what we did earlier. But lateral box step-ups. We're gonna do 3 rounds, and then you're gonna do 10 single leg hip bridge. These are just another movement that kind of show you if you have any imbalances anywhere. You'll see that one leg might be a little bit more difficult than the other. Same with the lateral box step up and step down. And then 10 upright row with the right, 10 upright row with the left. And that doesn't have to be with the 50 or 35. That can be a lighter weight. So we're just gonna do 3 rounds of that, and I'm just gonna show you real quick what those look like. So again, one of my favorites on this is this lateral box step up. And the important thing to remember here is you don't want this knee going way over your toe. That means everything's not working together. So I have to work on this, so mine might not be perfect. But I'm stepping up, and the really important thing to remember is I'm pushing my hips back as I go down. I'm not going straight down. To activate the glute, you are pushing that hip back, and you can really feel that. So push that back, touch the ground. I'm really trying to keep my knee from going over my toe. Step up, and now remember, push that hip back and down. Great, great glute activation. I mean, I would just tell people to do that regularly in a warm-up, and that it's such an awesome movement. And then, oh, my mat blew away. Let me grab it. And now, the single leg hip bridge. Back a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, so single leg hip bridge. Same as regular hip bridge. Just doing it with one leg. So press my right leg into the ground, left leg out. Just raise those hips, squeeze those glutes, pause for 1 second, and down. So you'll want 10 of those on the right, then you'll switch sides. Pause for a second up top. Really squeeze those glutes. And down. Again, you will feel that. It will be like fire. It is great. And then your upright row. So when we're doing the bent over rows, we're doing them on our side. This is preference, but for the upright row, I like to do it in front of me. It's just a little bit different. But I also use this in warm-ups almost every single day, but with a much lighter weight. This one just happened to be here. So 10 on each side, switch, 10 on each side. So, 3 rounds of that. 10 and 10 lateral box step-ups, right and left, then 10-10 single leg hip bridge, and then 10-10 upright row. All right, while you guys are doing that, any questions? And I would do that with you, but I promise I did it earlier. Do I absolutely eat pancakes? Chocolate chip are my favorite pancakes ever. Anything with chocolate, really, but you know. Let's see. Ooh, do I prefer waffles or pancakes? You know, it really depends on the mood. Do you know how much you can do with a waffle iron? Like, it'll blow your mind. You can put tater tots in a waffle iron. You can put shredded sweet potatoes. You can do about 1 million. You can put cinnamon rolls in a waffle iron. Yeah, I've done a lot with the waffle iron. But I really do love chocolate chip pancakes. That's one of my favorite things. Well, Sean, what do you prefer? Oh, thanks, Eric. Yeah, I actually talked about that in the last M30, the 26 Team Murph event. That was so incredible. I mean, running into the stadium under the lights with your team after doing that workout, and just so many funny moments. You just, and a lot of times with team stuff, thanks, Sean, you don't want to hold anyone back. So you wonder how much everyone else is hurting, because you can't imagine they could possibly hurting as much as you're hurting. But that was, you know, carrying someone on the stretcher when you're laying there, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for my teammates. The 100 worm squats. I mean, if there was a microphone on the field with us, well, there was, but they couldn't really hear what we were saying on the squat part. I mean, Refit was making sounds I've never heard in my entire life. And I was like, are we all gonna die now? Like, it was so much fun. And again, running in the stadium as a team under the lights, thanks for bringing that up, Eric. That's one of my happiest memories for sure. Okay. My longest handstand hold. You know what? That's one of those movements that I encourage people to do that a lot. That helped me a lot with strict handstand push-ups and regular handstand push-ups, helping your body with that stability. It's definitely a game changer. I haven't been to Ireland. I wish I had. My parents said it's one of their favorite places to visit. So it's on my list for sure. Oh, yoga. I actually used to do yoga 6 days a week before I moved to Tennessee, like a vinyasa flow hot yoga practice. And I really think there are a lot of parallels in yoga too. Like, I mean, think about a clean and jerk. Like your jerk stance in a warrior one. I think there's a lot of parallels there. I think it depends what you're trying to achieve. If you're doing CrossFit to compete, you have to put in so many hours, it's hard to find as much time to do yoga. But I think doing it once a week is a great balance for your body, because I mean, we tighten our muscles a lot in what we do in CrossFit. So either swimming or yoga or both, if you have the time, is a great way to keep those muscles long. and to keep them healthy and to just bring a lot of fluid to those joints. Love yoga. Oh, pancakes with peanut butter is also good. Peanut butter and chocolate chips. I like your style, Trapper. Andre, how to find a girlfriend in this quarantine? That I don't have an answer for, but maybe someone on the community thread can. It's hard. Everyone's, hanging out at home, but it's a good time to learn some things. How do you stay motivated with training? So this is where sometimes setbacks teach us so much, and I think that's kind of one of the things about quarantine. I always say, training with teammates, that people, accountability, showing up, that makes it so much easier to train. But in this quarantine, being able to have community and be doing these online things and chatting with people and know that they're going through the same thing, that has brought me so much encouragement, because I ended up going home and I was training by myself too. And I started following along on the M30 workouts and the quarantine workouts, and they were just awesome. It brought me a lot of encouragement. I literally would put my headphone in and just listen to everyone chat and to what they were doing. Trapper, I did go to law school. Virtual high five, Sean. Woo! Oh, I have a rip in my hand. Sorry about that. Travis. Oh, okay, guys. Well, that is pretty much our M30 for the day, and I am just so happy that I got to come back and that the internet worked. And for everyone who was so patient, thank you so much. And I believe I'll be back on Monday for M30 on Monday. So hope to see you guys back. I love seeing regulars. I love meeting the new folks. So come back, guys, and thank you so much for working out with me in the barn today. You guys are awesome. Hope you have a great Friday. Bye.